Hey guys, it's Monday night. I am so excited to be here with you for this hashtag TFR Motivation Monday team training call. We've got quite the treat for you with the guests that we've got hopping on tonight to share their story and some information on a skill that is vital to growing your LifeVantage business. So first of all, great job. If you're on here live, we appreciate you taking the time every Monday night to be here with us. But if you can't, because we know there's conflicts, we know that there's things that come up, we've got you covered. You can always jump onto the Team YouTube channel, so Team Freedom Reigns on YouTube, or subscribe to Freedom Reigns on SoundCloud, and you'll actually get notifications when we put up new trainings, new calls, all the new stuff that you don't want to miss out on, okay? So let's go ahead and we'll move on in here. So guys, today is the last day to get the free shipping with the 2 bags of Axio. So any order that you order today with 2 bags of Axio included, you will have free shipping on that whole order. And that's to close out the end of the Father's Day promotion, celebrating our fathers. So free shipping on any order that has at least 2 bags of Axio in it. Welcome. Hi, baby.
Hey.
So, okay, so I'm super excited about this. I love celebrating you guys, and we have got that Sensational Saturday post up on the Team Freedom Rings page. Please go and put your wins, your progress, the things that you were scared to do, but you did it anyway, so we can all celebrate with you. Whether it's in your LifeVantage business or in life, we're here to do it with you, and we want to celebrate together. Plus, don't forget, we've still got up on Team Freedom Reigns, the May Enroller Board, and the rank advancements. And by the way, guys, this month is looking spectacular. Can't wait to celebrate with you all again next month as we move forward. And we're already more than halfway done with June. That means that we are almost halfway done with this year. So guys, there's all kinds of promotions that are going on. You know what they are. For all of the details, please go to teamfreedomreigns.com/current-promos to see the details on the Pacesetter program, the Influencer program, and this is the last month for the LifeVantage Anniversary Mania free $50 starter kits with any of the business packs. So silver, gold, or platinum, you're going to get that free starter kit. So go check out those details. Aha, this is so cool. By the way, do you notice that there's an additional picture on this slide this time? Because they just announced today that at the 10th-year anniversary party in Kansas City, we're going to also, on top of having, who's this guy? Who's this big guy right now?
Brian Tracy.
Brian Tracy talking as one of our special speakers. They have announced today that Aaron Brockovich is also going to be one of the keynote speakers. So you must be there, not only because it's going to be the biggest party that LifeVantage has ever had to date, but because we have got so many amazing announcements. Right now, the registration is $169. You wait, it's just going to cost you more money. So go get pre-registered today. All right, guys. So far in June, we have been doing this amazing 4-part series to help you learn the skills that you need to be able to grow your LifeVantage business. We have covered so far the inviting do's and don'ts, presenting your story, company story, and how we make money. And that brings us to week 3. And that's the follow-up, which this is one of the hardest things that people have to do in their business, or it's the thing that we find the most difficult sometimes, okay? So we have got this phenomenal couple with us tonight, and I am so excited to actually, I'll do part of the introduction, and then we'll let Dondi go in here. But Dave and Joann Matteson, oh my gosh, they are some of our nearest and dearest friends in LifeVantage. We have had some of the funnest opportunities with them, and it always involves water, which makes me so happy, right? I mean, from Lake Tahoe, you know, on the jet, you know, the boat, and then, you know, the catamaran, basically, the sailboat in Mexico, and oh my gosh, what are those rubber boats called that we were on in Hawaii?
No. We amphibious boats.
Right? Where we ended up with all that wonderful chafing. We've had some experience with this couple, and we absolutely love, and adore them. That's why we knew that if we asked them to be part of this team call tonight, that they would just bring the goods and just bless every single one of us. And by the way, Joanne, it's so good to see your beautiful face. So glad you could hop on. But what would you like to add to what I said before we turn it over to them?
Well, I would like to verify and substantiate all that and throw in a tidbit about the nude beach that Marcy didn't mention. Not that we were, but we saw one from the boat.
And we saw other people on it, right?
Yeah, and I think it was like a middle-aged nudist. But I wanted to say something on a personal side about this wonderful couple, Dave and Joann Matteson, is that during this time that I've been with LifeVantage for the past 10 years, when I first got started was one of the lowest points, if not the lowest point in my entire life. And I'll never forget being at an elite academy in Dallas, Texas. And the first people that came up and consoled me and said they were praying for me when they found out what was going on in my life was this couple right here. So I will never forget that. It went way beyond the business relationship and went directly into a personal relationship. And even to that, you guys just prayed for me, put your hands on me, prayed for me, and said, if there's anything we can do, please let us know. And I'll never forget that. So thank you guys so much for being there as mentors, as business partners, as friends. And we are just completely honored that you accepted this invitation and honored to do life with you guys. We love you guys dearly.
Yes, seriously. So we would just really like to toss it over to you guys and let you take over, sharing your story and then your experiences on why the follow-up is so stinking important. So Dave and Joanne,
take it away.
Ta-da. Awesome. Thank you.
Good evening, America. You want me to start, sweetheart?
Sure, go ahead. I'm taking.
How about I say hi to you?
I know, it's terrific.
I know. I'm in a little girl's bedroom right now. You can see some of her medals. She just moved out, but she's a Pro 3 and ready to go Pro 4 right about now. So we've been doing meetings here in Central Missouri. Joe's down in the Atlanta area. We'll hopefully reconvene back together in a couple days back in Colorado. But you're right, Dondi. We have had some pretty amazing times together. And I venture to guess it's just the start of too many, too much fun. Everything is to everything for us. We do it in double doses. We always have, always will. And we are just privileged to not only be on this call, but to call you dear friends. So we are super, super excited to be here and to be a part of your team. We can't wait to see you guys in a couple of weeks. But we're not far from Kansas City, guys, right now. And we are proximity. I'm about 2 hours from Kansas City. So I could tell you this will be one of those events. To tell a little bit of our story, Joe and I have been around since the very beginning. And so we not only were at the first ribbon cutting, we had one of the first meetings for LifeVantage at our house. We had, a sleepover with some of the original people that said, could we be crazy enough to do this? And today we don't have those circumstances. It's not crazy anymore. It's sophisticated and it's enlightening and it's empowering. And it's a luxury for us to communicate with so many people how to move this thing forward, knowing that everybody can move this thing forward. So we are truly, genuinely excited to be on your call with you guys. As soon as you said this, we're like, we're not going to be together. So what's the chance of both of us possibly making this? Well, slim, but maybe we'll make it kind of thing. But so we did. We just scooted. I made it back. I don't even have a computer, so I have my phone. But that's all we need. What I want to do is this. That story that started with you guys was profoundly special to us. Not only have we had some joyous times because we're all addicted to water, and that's what's really, really special and fun. We've been always kindred spirits purely because we know who you are and what you're about, and it's not about you people. It's about everybody else, and knowing that we can harness that and multiply that with the masses. No, it's given us the empowerment to know that the future is so much bigger and better than it is today. So we're just joyous to be a part of that relationship and knowing where it's going. So, and by the way, your hair looks great, my dear, by the way. And not, yes, Joanne, yours is always beautiful. But Marcy, it just looks great. I think you're just, I took my hat off, but Dondi, you're wearing your hat just for me. I like that. Let me go through a couple things about our story and our follow through. Even though we were part of the crazy group that started in the beginning, what's really, really dynamically special is the things that we launched with are the things that we still launch with today. The story that I've done 3 presentations already this morning before we have one last one tonight. But it's the same story that we bring to the table every time. And it's the same regiment that follows right into the follow through, because so far I've had 3 meetings and I have the contacts of all 3 people that we met with in my phone already, 2 of them with pictures, and one is getting me a better picture. So I've got all of their information. So when we start this process of following through the equation, it starts with the process of how you're initiating your communication. Everything you do has to be driven towards them duplicating what you're doing. If you don't want them to do what you're doing, don't do it, because they will copy that. Okay? So, whoa, there goes my cord. Can you guys still hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
you're good.
I'm going to take these. So ultimately, if we're in the process of communicating a message to them at the very invite to the first meeting, and we're talking to them about, now when we get back together, I'll be able to go into greater detail about this. But when I talk about the product, right? If I'm constantly initiating that moment that they're in, the only thing that's going to come out of this is that we're going to get back together for a certain purpose and reason. They know that the follow through is coming. And if they know the follow through is coming, then we don't have to argue over when and how or if. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen because we're going to set it up before we ever get to that point. So they already know what's coming. It's not a sale of a product. It's not a closure. This is what we're going to need to do, because we've got this event coming to Kansas City, and you guys are 2 hours away from Kansas City. Feel completely blessed, because these quarterly events that only happen 2 or 3 times a year now, they're all over the world. The next one's going to be in California. It's a lot easier to go 2 hours than 20. So look at the favor you have here, because you're going to be able to get to that. I already know that their next step is in the process of my invite. It's a part of my entire story. It's a part of my absolute tip to tail presentation, where I'm going through all the details that are pertinent to them. It's still leading back to the follow through that is coming. They know it's going to be there. They know it's not going to be a closure. So they're relaxed and they're open. And that follow through that is going to happen is going to be then an action plan. And that action plan is going to be for them, not for me to close the deal and get my platinum pack fast start motion. I'm talking about their movement forward. What is it for them? So I can tell you, the first person, we already have 3 contact names from the first person, and that girl is only 19 years old. Okay. The next gal, already 2 contacts in the conversation about people that she needs to share this with. Okay. She did not decide to take the product immediately, because she's had a whole lot of allergies in her life. So she just needs to know if some of the stuff that she wants to take is going to be copacetic to some of the circumstances she's had in life. I get that, right? Most people don't have to go through what she's probably going to have to go through. Totally understandable. And the last one picked up the phone and called the guy, only to find out the guy is in Arizona hunting right now. That's how quickly we were moving them forward into action, knowing that the follow through is going to be there, because we set times to get with them already, because we already have people there are thinking about too. So follow through. I will tell you this: if anybody tells you that they're really good at follow through, call them a liar, because nobody does nearly a good enough job of follow through, because follow through is to eternity. You are always following through with people, not following up, following through. Okay. Joe, I'm going to turn this back to you, sweetheart, because you've got some amazing stories, because this is a gal that not only has been my prize for 31 years of marriage, but she is immensely qualified and an expert at maintaining relationships, even to the extent of back when she was in elementary school, we were in college, high school friends, etc. So, sweetheart, I miss you. Go for it.
Awesome. Thank you. That was awesome. I can't tell you if you're excited or not. I know. You guys, can you feel the energy? This is the time, you guys listening to this, I know we're talking about follow through, but I want you to really grasp that you need to get some action so you have some opportunity for a need for follow through, because if you don't, you're going to miss it, because it's moving and shaking. So kind of to backtrack on Dave and I, so he did tell you that we were original distributors with LifeVantage, but just so in case you don't know who we are, we had tried network marketing in our early days and failed miserably and swore off the industry. So we came from that model and mental mindset that we couldn't have success with this, to here having amazing success with LifeVantage, and not just financially, but it's just a lifestyle and the relationships that we've been able to build, like with Dondi and Marcy. And we just so look forward to spending time with them and making new memories. And it's a culture that you cannot replicate. And so we thank you for inviting us on this call. But that was us, and this is us now, and we're all on a journey to improve and move forward. And part of that process is working to improve our follow through. So if you're going to do a meeting and not follow through, I suggest don't even bother doing the meeting, because you're wasting your time, because there is such a small percentage of people that ever see this and just immediately enroll. Will you get those people? Yes, you will, but they're the rarity. And so you've got to have a system in place for yourself so that people aren't going to fall through the cracks when you share this information with them. Because consider this, what it is a multi-million-dollar global business. Is that what you're building? And so would you treat your multi-million-dollar global business on sticky notes? Probably not, right? Get yourself a notebook and a system that works for you. I don't care what it is, a spreadsheet, a calendar book, a notepad that you put lines in so you can make notes and dates, whatever is going to be the best organizational system for you. But create one is the most important, is to have one, so that when you have a meeting, just like when you go to the dentist, they don't let you out the door unless they set another appointment, or when you go to the chiropractor, right? They don't let you out the door without setting another appointment. And so with this, you want to have that next appointment. Otherwise, you're in a cat and mouse game, and you're also not staying in control of your business, because now you're calling them and they probably aren't calling you, and then you're calling them and they probably aren't calling you. If you have it set, even if it's something that's tentative, you then have that arrangement and that agreement to get together at an appointed time. So I shared this information with some people 10 years ago, and we've maintained a friendship for the last 10 years, and I haven't brought it up. They've watched our lifestyle, and here we all are 10 years later, 10 years older, because I love to say this in my presentation. Well, 2 to 5 years is going to go by. Is the path you're on going to put you in the place you want to land in 5 years, right? So here they are 10 years later, not landing in the place they want to land, and age and health and other things is now coming into consideration at a little higher level. And so it gave me an opportunity to revisit the conversation we had 10 years ago. And now they're interested, because I haven't badgered them for 10 years. I've just quietly perked along with my life and let them watch from a distance. They see what we're doing, and their lives look nothing like ours. And here we are, and now all of a sudden it's something of interest to them and something that they're open to. So don't burn a bridge with someone. If you set the expectation for that follow through and having that next meeting, then you're not going to be considered somebody that's badgering them, which sometimes people say, oh, I feel like I'm badgering them if I'm following through with them. Well, that's only if you haven't executed the most proficiently by getting that appointment. And it truly is displaying for people that you are a professional and that you are serious about this, because people are going to follow people that they believe are going to follow through themselves. And if they see you behaving flippantly with this in all aspects, they're not likely to want to come on board, because they don't know if it's a here today, gone tomorrow situation for you, and they don't want to hook their horse to a buggy or whichever way it goes. That's not going down the whole path, right? So the follow through is so critical, and understand and don't get frustrated when it takes multiple touches. I've got a gal that I met with probably a month ago now. And every week I schedule to call her, and every week I call her. They've got situations happening that are big in their life, but I call her when I say I'm going to call her, and she always answers her phone. And one time in the next near future, it'll be the right time that we can get together. But if I don't keep doing that, then all that effort and all that time I spent was absolutely for nothing, right? So you guys, create your system. Know that it's just a part of the process. Ask the pertinent questions when you're finishing your presentations of however it is for you. Where do you see yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 with this? 1 being more of a customer, 10 being you're ready to hop on board and become a business partner with me. And I like to be upfront and tell people that was really what I was hoping that they saw in this. When I invited them to see this information, I wanted them to see it as a business partnership, right? So at the end, I ask them where they are. Do they need more information? Answer it or get them the websites to send them down the road. And then when can we touch base again? Within the next 24 to 48 hours. You guys, now this gal that I'm following up with every week she's already seen it, and because of life circumstances, that's a little bit elongated, but generally speaking, you always want to get back with them in 24 to 48 hours while the information is fresh on their mind. And you'll find that your success rates increase exponentially by doing that. And then you have the self-gratification that your time wasn't just wasted. So I don't know if there's more that you want me to share about that, but follow up, follow through, and there's success at the end of that road for you.
Yes, yes, and yes. One of the things that I thought of there is that, first of all, isn't it like 5 or 6 touches that it takes the average person to even say yes to look at this information?
Yeah.
So if you stop after 1 or 2, just inviting them.
Yeah.
Right?
You're shortchanging yourself. And here's the bigger thing is you're shortchanging them because they don't really know what they don't know. Yeah. And when they see it once, they may think they know what they know, but they really don't know what they know because it's too much. Even when we dumb this down or minimize or simplify the information, it's still sort of drinking from a fire hose because there's so much that we have to share with people. So it takes more than one time.
Yeah, I agree completely with you. And then on top of that, we also have to take into consideration what's going on in their lives, right? So is it the right time for them? Even though we know this is the most perfect opportunity ever, if it's not the right time for them, it's not the most amazing opportunity ever for them.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so keeping that.
No, for them right now, I always ask, can I touch back with you in 3 months and just keep you abreast of any new products that we introduce, or just to check in and see what's happening in your life? Because we know circumstances and situations change.
Yes, yes. So, and one thing I know that that both of you can speak on is, we talk about that bell curve all of the time, the innovation. bell curve, right? And how the first 2.5% of people, that's those innovators, they're the only ones that are going to jump on just like that, right? Then we have 12.5% of people that are the early adopters. So they might be, after a couple, 2 or 3 touches. But then you're going to get into the big, massive, the meat and potatoes of the 34% in the early majority and 34% in late majority. Those are the groupings of people, and as they understand it is when they will begin to jump on. But when you add those percentages up, if you follow up long enough and do it the right way, meaning not the right way for you, the right way for them, 84% of everybody that you talk to about this will join your business. If you
follow up.
So critical. And so many people shortchange their business by not doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything you want to say about the follow-up stuff that they shared?
It's even more important now, as LifeVantage is still the best kept secret in network marketing, and also the most validated scientifically and third-party wise, but it's starting to happen where people's databases are overlapping. And so it's becoming more and more common when one of your prospects walks in as a guest of someone else, because it was either, they probably won't do it. I don't want them to think I'm bugging them. I don't want them to think I'm crazy. So getting over the personal issues and worrying about the issues of everybody else will stop you from having your foot in your mouth when you try to explain to somebody, when that person who is a good friend of yours say, well, how long have you been doing this and why didn't you tell me? They're coming in as a guest to them who's a stranger to you, and it's a really awkward situation. And I've seen it happen. If it happens once, it's too many, but it's happening more and more and more. So that's where the whole FOMO thing comes in. So following up, because there's the people that are the people who follow up are the people that are killing this business, and the people that don't are the ones that are frustrated. It's really that simple. Follow through is key.
And we have people in our business that were shown this years ago and not followed up with. And now somebody else is sharing this with them. And so, there's opportunity for you to capture some people that messed up and didn't follow up in the past, but don't have that be you. You be the one that goes to the finish line with your people, because you've made the effort. So just go the distance.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Good
Thank
stuff,
you guys so much for that follow-up information. It was totally on point and just wham, bam. So I have one last question I would like each of you to answer. And it's like, if you knew of someone that was on the fence to going to Elite Academy in Kansas City, what would you say to them?
There's certain times in everyone's lives where we can look back and say, I remember when. I remember the first event, the sea change, and the doctor was up there and asked the question, what's more important, oxygen, food, or water? And I thought he was crazy. And he said, well, if you don't have nerve 2 activated in your body, you're dead. So why are we arguing over which one's the top or the bottom? It doesn't matter. There are certain times when you're at events that your life will change forever there. So if the path that you're on is the path that you want for the next 30, 40, 50 years, then great. I can't control beyond that point. I'm not sure any of us can. But if it's not, and you want to better it for the sake of others, then you need to participate in something by educating your own mind of what is there to offer others, not you. You don't go for yourself. You go to grow yourself, but you go because if you don't, you're not going to have the insight that's going to be able to respond to the person that has a challenge in life in front of them. And you have the ultimate resolution. But if you don't know what you don't know, you won't have their resolution. If that's not enough to get you to a place that will change someone else's life, I don't know what it will. I don't. That's why we go. We've only missed a couple in our lifetime. 30 years in the marriage and being married. We missed the first one because it was our wedding day. We got into business a month before we got married. And we missed one a couple of years ago when I was in the hospital. Didn't have a choice. We will never miss an event. Just because, one, they're a stinking blast. Yeah. Number two, I don't want to put myself in a place where I don't know. I missed something. I might not, oh my gosh, what will I miss? I don't want to ask the questions later. What did I miss? Because I don't know, when people ask me that question, I don't know if I can even answer it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it for them is different for me. I don't know.
Yeah. And secondhand is never the same as being there.
Not anywhere close. Not anywhere close.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you guys, this event coming up in Kansas City is our 10-year anniversary. There's only going to be one 10-year anniversary ever. And so if you don't go, you can never say, I was there at the 10-year anniversary. Just like Dave said, we were at the very first event called Sea Change, and it was the ribbon cutting. There's never been another ribbon cutting for LifeVantage since then. So you don't want to miss that in your history book of your journey with LifeVantage. The other thing is, it is a lot of fun. And most people don't have enough fun in their life because they're going through the drudgery of every day in their job. And a lot of people are looking for something that gives them something that's rewarding. And a lot of people like their job, and that's great. But to have this in your life that you can experience yourself, build those relationships and build those friendships, because this business is a lifestyle and it's a culture. And just like we always seem to rent boats and do boating things when we're with Dondi and Marcy anywhere near the water, it's like we're figuring out a way to get on it. And so we have all those memories, and you get to make memories with your friends at these events. And I'm not a tax person, but I know ours lets us write them off because they're business related. So you get to go, you get to learn, you get to improve yourself, you get to experience the culture of this company, you get to write it off, you get to make memories, you get to bring your team, which is another display of leveraging your time. Because when Dave was in the hospital and we couldn't go, you know what our team did? They went. So our business was still moving forward and growing, even though we had to step away for a little bit. And that's truly the power of this opportunity, is plugging your people into these events so that you are not the only mouthpiece for them. Because if you are, all you've done is created another job for yourself. And I haven't met anyone in 10 years that wants another job for themselves. So the events are something that you can't even speak about unless you go and experience it. It's kind of like standing at the rim of the Grand Canyon. There's pictures of the Grand Canyon, but until you're standing there feeling the vastness of it, you can't really explain it. Or going to a concert. It's great to listen to music on the radio, but even, listening to music on the radio, if you went to the concert, brings back different emotion than just a regular song where you didn't hear the band, right? And it's the same here. You've got to get in it to win with it. So we look forward to seeing all of you there.
Yes. Awesome. Perfect. Love all of that. Thank you guys again so much for taking your time from your different locations in your busy, hectic travel lives. This is what we do, right? It's what we do. And I love that we do it together, Crossline, family, LifeVantage. So thank you guys again. So just really quick for our team, guys, tomorrow night, you've got a great opportunity. The live opportunity overview tomorrow night is going to have a guest presenter. We're super, super excited to have Pro 6 Jordan Keto out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, doing the presentation. So you guys have just under 24 hours to be inviting. Make sure you do that. All the information, details will be on the Team Freedom Marines Facebook page, as well as going out into your emails tonight, later.
Absolutely.
Anything
Thank you guys so much for making yourselves available.
For inviting us to share.
Blessing us with your teaching. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much.
Have a great night, guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Team Freedom Marines.
Appreciate y'all.
Bye, guys.
All right. God bless.
Bye.
Guys.